Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm looking at a notebook style notepad from Clairefontaine. It's the A5 Y-bound Classic. I've got this in the, I think it's called the French rule. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. I'll show you in much better detail in the other camera angle. These are really excellent student notebooks with really great fountain pen friendly paper and really affordable. So let's have a look at it, and I hope you find this video useful. Okay, hi everyone. This is the Clairefontaine Classic wire-bound notebook. So this is obviously aimed at a less luxury market and is, I suppose, for students, office use, basic sort of home use, that sort of stuff, sort of everyday writing, if you will. It comes in a variety of colours. This one was purchased from Goulet Pens, and you don't get a choice of colour, you just get what you get, and I was quite happy with this one. I got this and a blue, and the blue looks great as well. The covers are sort of this nice sort of glossy cardstock, and yeah, they're nice. And the wire bound is a nice sort of double wire bound. It's quite strong, flexible enough to take a bit of, I wouldn't say a beating, but you know, it cops some abuse sort of in school bags and things like that. I think it'll be quite fine. This is 90-gram paper. It comes with 50 sheets or 100 pages. It is 8.2 inches, by 11.7 inches roughly. So it's A4 size, 29 by 21 centimeters roughly. And it costs $6 American. Now, $6 American for a notebook like this is probably getting up there in terms of price, but what you are getting is quality paper. This is not your standard student paper you'd get in a Spirex lecture pad or something like that. This is top quality, fountain pen friendly paper, stands up to massive abuse. It's got good archival quality. This is paper that is going to last. If you take notes on this book, you are going to have this for a long time. So I got this, I think this is called the French rule. I'm not entirely sure, I should have looked that up, which is really interesting, and I quite like it. I think this is, it gives it versatility because you can turn the page either way and it's perfectly lined, and it's sort of a cross between grid and lined, and yeah, I quite like this actually. So I'm quite happy using this sort of paper. And when you're using fountain pens, you get, yeah, as I said, really fountain pen friendly paper. Because of the wire bounding, it does lay quite flat, and it is, yeah, it's a really good quality notebook. If I was back in uni, I would be using this as my notebooks. You pay extra obviously for it, but I really think it is worth the extra money. So let's see how the paper actually performed. I have done a variety of tests on this paper with a variety of sort of different inks, as you can see: Noodler's Heart of Darkness, Monteverdi Canyon Rust, Robert Oster Avocado, Noodler's Bay State Blue, that old favourite, Diamine Oxford Blue, and the new Essential Jacobin inks, the Amazon Green, and a range of nibs. So we've got broads, we've got a finish, and a medium, and an extra fine. We'll use a brush pen, Sharpie marker, Palomino Blackwing, which rubbed out really well, a Muji gel pen, which are great. These are such good little gel pens and so affordable. I love the Muji brand. I love the branding. Yeah, really nice. I also used a Parker Rollerball Alamy ballpoint, which I then attacked with a Stabilo Boss highlighter, and then a Sharpie fine liner. The only pen that I felt had any issue writing on this paper was the Sharpie fine liner, which seemed to sort of be, the paper is maybe just that little bit sort of waxy, because it does have that sort of slight waxy coating on it to keep it smooth and so the ink doesn't absorb too deeply into the paper. So that had a little bit of an issue, but the ballpoint wrote well, the highlighter wrote really well. As I said, the Blackwing rubbed out perfectly with very little effort, and all the fountain pens worked quite nicely. The only issue occasionally with fountain pens on this paper is that if you have a pen that has a slight baby bottom on the nib, then getting the ink to actually connect to the page can be trickier on this paper, just because it does have that coating. This is Robert Oster Motor Oil, and this is Lamy Dark Lilac. Motor Oil shaded really well on this paper, and I'm not sure how well I can pick it up on the camera here, but Dark Lilac did pick up that sheen, which you would expect on this paper, seeing as though it is Clairefontaine. So let's see how they reacted on the other side of the page. And that's pretty good. Bay State Blue comes through ever so slightly, particularly in points where it pulled a little bit deeper, and of course a Sharpie marker, but that'll come through anything. But everything else, even those swabs down the bottom, yeah, that's pretty impressive, I've got to say. So there is no reason why. You get a little bit of ghosting, of course, using, sort of quite sort of substantial pens, broad nibs, and with dark inks. So you are going to get some ghosting, but you could easily write on both sides of this page without having to worry. If you've got the plain lined version of this notebook, then yeah, you'd have, sort of a very standard university school lecture notepad subject, and I know the Clairefontaine paper comes in a range of different notebook options as well, which I'm going to look at a couple of other of those in the coming months. But just this sort of classic wire-bound notepad, this is a really good option. So $6 American roughly translates to just under $10 Australian, and you add postage and things like that if you get it from overseas. So they do become a reasonably expensive option when you think that a Spyrex notebook or a Colour Hide or one of those other, everyday brands here in Australia will cost you around the $2 mark. But you really can't use fountain pens on those and get the full capacity out of the book anyway. And nor does the paper have the sort of the archival durability that this paper has as well. So this is a really lovely notebook, a really great option, and a relatively affordable way to get really high quality paper for use with fountain pens, or any pens really, or whatever you like to use on your note-taking paper. Well, that was the Clairefontaine A4 classic wire-bound notebook. As I said, these notebooks are really great for student use. They are on the pricey end of what students will find acceptable, but I think they're really fantastic for office use and school use, and anywhere where large amounts of note-taking are needed. The fact that the paper can be written on both sides really sets it apart from the majority of other notebooks sort of this style, particularly if you're a fountain pen user. It does come in a wide variety of different line rulings and things like that. Well, there's a couple of different versions. So yeah, check these out. I think they're really, really great everyday writing notepads, and with this quality of paper, they're going to last forever. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce, and please feel free to get in touch with me using any of the platforms listed below, or contact me on any of my videos here. I'm also on Instagram. I am at @the_offstage_me, so like and follow and all of that sort of stuff, and let me know what you're up to over there as well. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you later.